to do. So let's talk about it. So today we actually have a special guest with us, even though you can't see her. It's because she would literally like disappear in the universe behind us. So, hey Ari.
Hello,
She was
everyone.
on here talking about chakras and all that other good stuff last time, so I brought her back because we gonna talk about Megan Thee Stallion.
Let's
That's
get
who
into
we
it.
gonna talk about.
The tea.
So, y'all know when I do these breakdowns, I have to provide y'all with receipts. I have to provide y'all with the factual information. I have to provide y'all with accounts from multiple different sources, different opinions, different thoughts, my opinions. So, this gonna be a long one. So I'm gonna dive right into it. So we're gonna start with this timeline. So, July 13th, we see Megan Thee Stallion, Kylie Jenner, and Tory Lanez all go live at Kylie Jenner's house. And let me tell you something. Black Twitter is like your mama.
Black Twitter is quick and elusive.
Your mama. But what you call it? Because Black Twitter's like, Megan, stay away from Kylie. Megan, what are you doing? Get out that pool. Get out that pool. Black Twitter did not want to see Megan live her best life that night.
Black Twitter is the ancestors speaking through us.
Yes, the ancestors that do be speaking through Black Twitter. Bitch, imagine that's like the medium. Like, imagine. Let me shut up because I might be onto something. So, yeah, so July 13th, this goes down. Black Twitter was like, Megan, I don't like your friends. Stay away from them. It's literally what Black Twitter told her. So, fast forward about like 6 hours later, almost it felt like. Am I bugging?
Yeah, give or take. Shit hit the fan. Quick.
Like it wasn't even a full day. Like, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but about a couple hours later, reports come out that Tory Lanez was arrested for what you call it?
On a gun charge.
Yeah, on a gun charge.
He got caught on a
misuse
legal gun
of a
charge.
firearm. And keep that in mind, y'all. I said misuse of a firearm. So just keep that in the back of y'all little brains. All right, so he got in trouble for the misuse of a firearm, and then after that situation, what wound up happening is TMZ wound up leaking the video of Megan limping out of the car with her bloody feet, and then after the hold on, I'm my bad. Let me
Take
back
3
up.
steps back.
Yeah, let me take it 3 steps back. Where were we, Ari?
So we were with getting out the car. So as far as the information goes, I think TMZ was the one that reported. No, her record company was it either her or Tory's record company after the shooting first happened.
I think her record label notified TMZ.
Notified TMZ because they didn't want her. They did not want Megan around Tory, and that was the initial issue to begin with.
We're gonna get into
didn't
that.
Want Megan
We're
around
gonna get
Tory.
into that. So yeah. So back to the car. So Black Twitter's like, Megan, stay away. We get the TMZ reports the incident. Now we're in the streets of Black Twitter, I guess we could say. Now we in the streets of Black Twitter. Everybody's like, who shot Meg? Was it Kelsey? Was it Tory? Was it the bodyguard? Shit.
And this is keeping in mind that Kelsey and Megan were beefing. Kelsey and Megan were not buddy
We're
cool.
gonna get into that. We just gotta provide them with the timeline first. So after everything that went down with speculation and stuff like that, a lot of stuff really wasn't clear, I would say, until like a day or two after, and that's when we found out that Tory was the shooter, even before Megan even named him as the shooter. So a couple days later, it comes out that Tory Lanez is the shooter, and all hell breaks loose. Niggas is like,
no, it was literally the epitome of all hell broke loose. Like, everybody was scrambling.
It was evenly split. Of course, you had the Dusties saying, oh, both sides, bro. You gotta hear both sides, bro. And then,
you know, people hate an independent black woman getting hurt and saying, I need help.
Right. And then, but for the most part, let me not say for the most part, because actually I want to get into this. A lot of grown men, a lot of men in the industry, a lot of men named 50 Cent, who was shot 9 times.
for running his mouth.
9
for actually
times.
doing something.
And literally had the audacity to make a joke about Megan Thee Stallion getting shot. Then retracted it.
And apologized not even too long after.
I didn't know it was serious. What do you mean you didn't know getting shot was serious?
Like you didn't get shot in the
did not
tongue.
know getting shot was serious. Like it's just certain stuff for me is just like
you got shot in the tongue.
If I said I didn't know getting shot was serious, maybe I would give myself a little more of a pass. But bro, you got shot 9 times and survived. And didn't 50 Cent die on the operating table?
Yeah, his heart stopped like once.
Yeah, so you literally died, bro.
And got shot in the mouth.
Like
he literally deserved. He didn't deserve, but he popped a lot of mess that got him into the situation that led to him being shot.
So my whole thing is like for him to sit there and say I didn't know it was serious. It's not that you didn't know it was serious. The problem is when stuff happens to black women, people don't take it seriously, especially black men. I mean, this is the same man that was just on Lil Wayne's podcast snickering about dark-skinned girls be mad.
Of exotic women. Like, Lil Wayne doesn't have a whole dark-skinned woman, a dark-skinned daughter. He admitted that he didn't want dark-skin. But, you know.
Yeah, but that's another topic for another time. Back to Tory and Meg. So, after he's named shooter, about 2 weeks after that, Megan came out and said, basically confirmed everything that we knew. And before she confirmed it on a live, she posted pictures of, the
police report?
No, not the police report. Her foot. Her foot. Yeah, the bullet wounds. Now I want to get into that. So I see
all the fake orthopedists.
Yes, right. Now I want to get into that. Now what I will say is in Tory Lanez album that he just dropped, Daystar, he did say, how you got shot and there was no broken bones attendance. And what I say to that is, I will not deny that maybe Roc Nation told Megan Thee Stallion to exaggerate her injuries, not the situation, her injuries. I'm being very particular with my words. Say I can't misconstrue shit I'm fucking saying.
'Cause I love to do it.
What I believe may have happened is because bullets could ricochet. Some, like Ari was saying
earlier. Did you forget our president's bullet disappeared in his head?
Yeah, so bullets could ricochet. Some bullets are stronger than others. Some bullets have different designs. So what I believe is when he was shooting at her or shooting her or whatever you want to call it, the bullet, the bullet must have shattered right by her feet, and the fragments wound up going inside of her foot
because keep in mind, you gotta realize Megan is a good 9-10 inches on Tory, no matter how much he would like to say he's like, as much as he would like to think he's 5'7", Megan is a big woman. So let's be real, if he is the shooter, I think he is, but for the sake of this, he's gonna have to aim low. He's not aiming high because that's a death he's not gonna want. That's a bullet he can't explain.
If he shot straight, he would have shot her in the ass, and you know he don't want that
because he's still in love with her. That's the Leo, still in love after you done been toxic.
Yeah. So so she posts the scarring from the bullet fragments. I'm assuming because I don't know. But she posts the bullet fragments, and then she goes on live, names Tory Lanez as the shooter. And after, we really didn't hear much about it. Let me not say we didn't hear much about it. Of course,
she dropped it because she did admit that the reason why she didn't want to bring it up to the cops is because she understood in light of the situation that was going on.
Right.
She
and
didn't
want to
make him another black man
women. And I'm going to get a little deeper into it the more I go into the live, because there's accountability to be taken on all sides, even though majority of it is to Tory. Accountability in jail. But what you call it?
Maybe deportment. But
yes. So anywho, we black women, we gotta be careful
with the struggle love that we like to put ourselves in.
I know, and not even just black women. I just feel like women of all races, because I was even just telling my boyfriend, like, in the what you call it, in the Muslim community, the same rates of domestic violence against women are the same as with black women. And I can imagine probably with all women, to be honest.
Let's not forget rape cultures. I'm not gonna say the name, but we what we associate that culture with.
Y'all really gotta be careful with protecting these dudes. I know, like, a lot of, especially for black, and the reason why I said black women is because I can only speak to my experiences, and a lot of us are always on that, oh, the world hates us, so we gotta look out for each other. But black men don't have the same mindset for you. They don't have the same mentality for you. And you need to realize that, yes, it's black people against the world, but it is also black women against the world.
And let's clarify for the men who like to jump in and say, not me, not me, not me. You have brothers, you have uncles. They're obligated to love us because that's something that they were taught. I'm going to love the woman in my life. That they don't mess up too.
Don't exist in the black community, because niggas always be like, oh, your uncle, your father, whoever never loved you. And it's just like, I know a lot of people who've been molested by their uncles, but that's a very serious topic for another time.
The issue is, it doesn't matter if it's not all of you. It's enough of you that it's an issue.
Right. And the problem that I'm having with this situation is, women, we got to start looking out for ourselves, because protecting men is only promoting and what's the word I'm looking for? Affirming. It's only affirming their male ego. It's only affirming the misogyny in the community and in all communities too. Like, period. Like, misogyny is real. Like, that shit exists.
Especially
femicide is a global issue. It affects black women, white women, Hispanic women, Indian women, Asian women. It does not matter. Femicide is a real issue. And I think with someone with a platform as big as Megan Thee Stallion, you cannot afford to tell these young black girls, oh, we're the most unprotected, and then be like, oh, I was protecting Tory because everything that was going on with the police. Like, we don't get that luxury. And I'm not victim blaming her. I'm not victim blaming her at all.
Because you understand why people sympathize. You sympathize when you care about someone. Exactly. It doesn't have to be rightly placed.
Yeah. Like, this is something that I would tell my big sister. This is something that I would tell her if she was in this situation. And I truly feel bad for men, because I know what it's like to be in an abusive situation.
And want to defend them to the very end.
Exactly. So I get it. Like, I'm talking from a place of knowing when to be like, no, this is enough. My life matters. Like, your black life matters just as much as his. But, anywho, on to the next. But yeah, after that, so after that situation, after she named him as the shooter, she kind of chilled. The other day, I actually do want to congratulate her. She was named as one of the most influential women in time. And a lot of people were saying that she didn't deserve that, or that like, I just seen a lot of people being really negative about it. And at the end of the day, bro,
I bet they would have been happy if it was Janae Aiko.
Right. Then on top of that, I wasn't even gonna say that, but what you call it, one of my biggest issues is, like, this girl literally got shot at and was ridiculed, called out, all sorts of stuff, still was able to get her career back on the line, had a very successful virtual concert that everybody was going crazy about on Twitter. Then got the #1 song right after. And she's been on her grind before this situation. So I really, like, if this didn't happen, we'd be talking about Megan Thee Stallion like, anyway. Oh, yeah.
But let's note that unlike Tory, she didn't need to use the situation to get somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about that in a few. So after that, Tory Lanez last night. First of all, let me tell y'all why I don't believe Tory Lanez. Because I'm going to tell y'all straight out, I don't believe him. This nigga shot at her because he already said Kelsey wasn't the one who shot her. And the only other person it could have been was the security guard. And I don't think he going to risk his license.
His license, his life, his dignity, nothing.
Could you find out who he is?
The security guard?
Yes. Like,
actually, the security guard she posted the picture of, She was on vacation with her security guard not even too long ago.
It was his security, though. It was his security, him, Tori. I said him, Tori, him, Megan, and Kelsey. Find out who his primary security is, because I want to hear from him. Long story short, this is why I don't believe this nigga. First of all, you go 2 whole months without saying a fucking word. The last thing that this nigga said, and I'm about to tell you, I love foreshadowing because my favorite thing to do is watch movies and guess what's about to happen next because I'm that bitch. I be feeling like Raven Simone. I be feeling like that.
Premonitions.
Yeah, and I love that. Like, I just love it. I don't know why. My boyfriend here can tell you guys. I ruin every single movie we watch because I know the
Aquarius thing. Instinct is real.
Yeah. But it's funny. The last thing he said on social media was, "This is my life." And he was saying it in a happy way because he thought he was so cute. Fucking Megan Thee Stallion's best friend, and then fucking Megan, and then trying to fuck Kylie, or swimming up in the pool and shit like that. And this happened. So it's just funny how the tables flip it and reverse it. But anyway, yeah, so I don't believe this nigga because the first thing you did was lie after 2 whole fucking months of not saying shit.
But having your record label try to say she's lying, but you're quiet as hell.
Right. And I'm going to get to that because I have a whole little list of skepticals I have about this entire situation because you know this wouldn't be the Burnout podcast on the S.STREET media if I wasn't talking conspiracy theories. But we're going to get to that in a minute, so hold on. Yeah, so you lied after not saying shit to us for 2 months.
2 whole ass months, bro.
That hurts my feelings. You said that you was going not live at 12 p.m. Then on top of that, the whole East Coast was about to get on your ass because you said 9 p.m. and you know we don't read, so you know we didn't see Eastern Pacific Standard Time. Anyway, besides that, you lied. Then you dropped the album, not even a single. Like,
an album.
You know millennials have a short attention span, and I had to listen to that album 3 times, and you know I'm a feminist. I had to listen to that album 3 times full of misogyny so I could come on here and tell the people what you said, and now I'm on here talking about it.
Because he gave up plausible deniability when he made it too much.
And I was just telling the good peoples that make this show what it is. Shout out to Roach and shout out to Math and everybody in the room. About what is like the crazy shit about because I listened to the project 3 times, like I said, for journalistic purposes. And I listened to it on SoundCloud, so he didn't get paid off of my stream. And we basically, I listened to it and I basically was telling them, like, he actually did say he shot her in there. Like, you know, when niggas be on some, like, you know when niggas lie to you, and ladies, this one for y'all, because y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all know when niggas lie and they'll be like, if I bought that bitch a caramel latte, I would have bought her too. And it's just like, what? Like what? He basically said that. He basically said in the song, don't act like I could have really had the shooters come through. So where I'm like, okay, so you really could have had them come through? No. He said don't act like I forgot. I'm misquoting him really bad, but it's in the first song called Money Over Fallouts. And he basically says he says something to the effect like, niggas really could have aired it out. So when he said niggas could have really aired it out, when I heard that, to me, I just thought like, so did niggas come and shoot? And is this the bodyguard? Oh, this is the lyrics.
His bodyguard is he keep him under wraps.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna find out because I want to hear from him. So far, we heard from everybody but him, and I think that he probably the only person that might tell the truth. But yeah, I'm looking for it right now, guys. We basically said something to the effect like people really could have came through and did that. But it didn't happen that way. So to me, I heard it like, okay, so was niggas there and they didn't air it out, or like, was they supposed to end out and it didn't happen? Like, feel me? Like, when you say I could have, that means that there was an opportunity for it to happen. Being that there's an opportunity, that means it was talked about. That means that you were going to do it. I'm trying to find it. Oh, my God.
Even with Tory, plausible deniability. You can't say you didn't do it and then make a whole song with make a whole album with 4+ songs.
No, it was 17,
It's
bitch.
really?
17.
Yikes. I don't like that, man. I couldn't get past 4.
Yeah, I listened to the full thing once last night. Then I went back and listened to, like, key songs. And then I listened to it in full 2 more times with the lyrics. But I can't even find it. But what you call it? Long story short,
he sold himself out.
It was very insensitive of him to even drop an album, to talk about it. Then on top of that, one thing I didn't like is there's a song on an album, I don't know the specific name of it, but the song is basically supposed to be like a song, I guess, checking black women. And I'm like, why we gotta get checked? What we do? I ain't shoot Megan Thee Stallion.
First of
you
all,
did.
You didn't even get checked for beating on your ex-girlfriend when you first dropped the song.
Hello, honey. I'm gonna get into that one because Tory Lanez has a history of abuse. And he has a history of
belligerent drunk.
Recklessly discharging a weapon. And I only noticed because I used to be a Tory Lanez fan, and that's why I'm so disappointed and upset that this happened. But I'm still going to hold him accountable because I'm not a fucking idiot. Like a lot of you bitches, Tory Lanez reminds you of your toxic ex. So when you listen to his music and the shit he have to say, you feel a sense of nostalgia.
Because let's be real, the only toxic man I'm listening to is Brent Faiyaz. And I'm
crying. But yeah, so that aside, Tory Lanez, the day his son was born, he went to jail for recklessly firing his gun. So the 2 things that happened in this situation, he has a history of. When someone has a history of something, what do you call it? A pattern. When someone has a pattern of something, what do you think they're going to do? It again. Feel me? So my whole thing is like, there was no accountability, and you made a whole song calling out Angie from the Shade Room, who I'm not a fan of.
But you didn't need, like, all the people he called out, he called out because he was mad that they weren't going to be on his side.
And that's the problem. You were mad niggas aren't on your side. You called out Angie from the Shade Room. You called out
JoJo, Kehlani, Asian Doll, Dream Doll.
All of these women because you're mad. But then in the same breath, then he's telling Angie, because I didn't like how he basically put it to Angie like, oh, I'm only wilding because I love you, my beautiful black sister. You need to take that money you getting from your white investors and put it into the community. All sorts of bullshit, y'all. And
that y'all ate up while he then kissed Kylie Jenner's ass after all of that.
And that's what I was about to say. While you sit there and kiss Kylie Jenner's ass, this nigga literally compared her to baby Jesus, an angel in heaven. And in the same album, I'm not lying. The nigga literally said she looked like a baby in a manger, an angel, and her face was heavenly. He did not have a negative word to say about Kylie, period. And that's my issue with black men, period. Like, y'all really think that the white man's ice is colder, and it's not. It's the same degrees. If anything, it's worse because they don't season shit. So my thing is, like, when it comes to how do I put it? When it comes down to, like, the people defending him, the people trying to cape for him, or things are not what it seems, then he's like, Rock Nation is trying to set him up, which I don't deny. Rock Nation is full of a bunch of opportunists, so of course they're probably taking this opportunity to uplift Meg. But charge it to the game. You're the one who shot her. They wouldn't be able to
opportunists
do that
only move when they see an opportunity.
You doing what you did. And I'm gonna my whole thoughts on the situation is basically like, because I'm done with my timeline, breaking it down. I presented the facts to you guys. I do have one more fact before I actually, it's not even important. Basically, they said that it's not even important. My whole thoughts on this situation is basically, when what we see are two broken adults being messy as fuck and not taking accountability for any of their actions. And I'm not saying that it's entirely their fault because Tory and Megan both lost parents. Tory at a very young age.
And Megan recently.
Yeah, and Megan at a young age and recently because her father and mother is dead.
Yeah,
so,
I think another relative of
hers
just
and her
passed.
grandmother too, or grandfather. I forgot. It doesn't matter. Anyway, she has lost so much, and he has lost so much. All we see is them drink and smoke and turn up and fuck and do all of this other crazy shit because they're repressing emotions that they don't want to deal with. And my best bet, I'm not a psychiatrist, but my best bet is that night just became too much for the both of them. With Tory's Leo energy being very big-headed, feeling like he's that nigga because he was with Kylie, being too big-headed. You know, Megan Thee Stallion's the same sign as me, same exact birthday. She already knows she that bitch. Her name didn't even have to be Megan Thee Stallion for her to know that. So I think that night it had to be a
collision.
Crazy, not even collision. Crazy to say, Drea might have been right, y'all. Drea might have been right, y'all. That night must have been the pinnacle, like the breaking point, not only for their relationship, but for their lives. Like, look at it. They're both two successful black people in the industry. Beyond all the odds, they still made it here, and now look, they sitting there at a Jenner's house. I hate that black people feel validated by rich white people, but it is what it is. So yeah, so I think that it had to be the breaking point that night, and both of their true colors probably saw. Then on top of that, we have to take into account that reportedly Megan and Kelsey both found out that they were both sleeping with Tory Lanez that night. So you have two women that are both feeling this nigga, watching him feel another girl. And then Tory Lanez even said himself in a song that Megan started taking him too seriously. And it's just like, at the end of the day, and this is a message to guys, like, dudes, y'all, like, does self-accountability, like, not exist in y'all brains, y'all blood, nothing? Because it's just like we absolve men for so much
of their accountability.
It's ridiculous. You were fucking the both of them unknowingly behind their backs because they didn't know, but you knew. So you were doing dirt. On top of that, you're fucking the both of them, flirting with another bitch in their face. Why? Because you think you're Tory Lanez. You think that you can do that.
And let's keep in mind, Megan has a history of not letting niggas walk all over her. She got an arrest for beating up a nigga. And getting arrested for it.
So you don't get to just walk all over people's feelings or do what you want because such is life. And that's the problem. That entire album, he literally said, I'm not apologizing. And it's just like, so you didn't do nothing wrong. You fucking two best friends that been best friends
for mad long.
Before Megan was even fucking famous. Kelsey got called a fucking gold digger, a this, a that, a hoe. Probably shit that she never was in her life until your sneaky ass was creeping the fuck around. But that's the fucking problem. It's never the man. It's never the dude. So you chose them on purpose, messing with both of their emotions, both of their feelings, and then somehow he's absolved of all blame because that's just how guys are. Yeah, I was wildin', but you ain't have to lie on me. And then I really don't believe it's a lie. Like, I really don't believe it's a lie. Like, I believe that he shot at her, his ego, got the best of him, and when it did,
he got aggressive.
Yeah, he got aggressive.
I feel like I could take accountability. I'm not gonna say Megan is completely innocent because she does have a history of when she gets upset, she gets physical.
Yeah, we know at the end of the day, what you call it?
But nothing justifies you using a weapon.
You getting shot. Nothing exactly. And at the end of the day, bro,
physically, don't argue with her. If you knew you couldn't handle the argument,
like
don't do
so
it.
many times we like to tell women what they need to do or when they need to stop doing something, or when, like, oh, you don't put your hands on a man because if he hits you back, then da-da-da, and this, that, third. Of course, we tell dudes don't hit women, But my whole point is we tell women so much what they need to do. How about you tell dudes stop being dicks? Tell them stop being fucking jerk offs.
Stop being your mama's boy. They give Jody vibes. Like, everybody just admitted they a Jody. Like, your mom clearly babied you, clearly okayed your actions as a child,
so
and you don't want accountability.
Exactly. So for me, it's just one of those things where it's just like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear how, oh, she's violating him, his ego, the male ego, this, that. Like, I don't want to hear it, bro, because at the end of the day, the male ego does nothing if she had died. What if he had killed her? Like, what if he didn't shoot her correctly?
And do it to these aggressive black women only. Because when Keke Palmer said that she had an issue with Trey Songz, she was denied. Then 2 white girls popped up, and all of a sudden, Trey Songz is suspect.
Right. And then, and that's the thing, people pick and choose who they want to believe. Because if he shot Janae Aiko, honey, we would, like... Fuck a podcast. They be outside rioting, honey. Like, and I just feel as if, like,
black men want their egos stroked.
Not even like black men. Like, let's just talk about Tory and men like Tory. I just personally feel like we need to get to a point in society where we're not accepting this, I don't want to say accepting 2 sides of the story because everyone's story deserves to be told. But we're just not going to accept everything that people say. And at the end of the day, black people, we need to get on code. When stuff like this happens in the white community, they stick to the code. Like, what they denounce or what they feel like is wrong or they want to shut down, they let it be shut down. They're like, that's it. We're not talking about it. Of course, you have a few, like, stragglers or whatever the fuck that might. But for the most part, every single community has a code. We're the only people that don't. When Tory dropped his album, we all should have been like this.
Because I damn sure didn't look at it.
What
the live was enough to piss me off.
What time is it? You know the time? What time? That's how we should have been. Like what album? Like, what happened? So, when I see brothers and sisters on the internet just basically allowing, not even, like, excusing this behavior, it frustrates me. And it honestly baffles me because at the end of the day, like, how do you think this reflects in your life? Like, and the thing is, I feel like so many of us, we've been conditioned to love the struggle and to not be loved correctly so hard. It's just like, y'all will tolerate anything, not even in the name of love, just to tolerate it. But to make my point concise, to come to my conclusion, long story short, fuck Tory Lanez. I feel like the way that he went about this was very inappropriate. Like, you do not make an album about shooting somebody's daughter.
No decorum, no etiquette, no nothing.
If anything, if you wanted to state your story, and I'm gonna get on T.I. real quick before I get off. T.I., you're a fucking clown. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
You have a whole sex contract with your wife. You have no room to talk.
What do you mean? I don't want to hear. I want to hear Tory's side. I can't believe this nigga did it. Believe it. He shot her. All right. Next case. So Tory Lanez, you're trash. I don't need to support this nigga no more until he really takes accountability for his actions. Because in 2 months, all he did was go to the studio. Not an anger management class. Not counseling. Not a priest. Not
They didn't even look for evidence to clear himself.
Yeah. Not even a damn hoodoo man. Like, he didn't go to a single soul to cleanse his spirit and take accountability for his actions. Even when motherfuckers are the victim, they still go to therapy and try to take accountability for themselves. So you, as the perpetrator, you feel like you're the victim. Get the fuck out of here. And you're not Chris Brown. It took Chris Brown years to repair his image. And Chris Brown didn't even share his side of the story until years later because he wanted to protect Rihanna. That's really protecting black women. Oh, well, no, let me not say that's really protecting black women because he punched her in the eye. But that's really taking accountability. That's really somebody.
He let his career go down the drain.
Exactly.
And fixed it.
This, mind you, he did not have a career for years. Tory Lanez, you didn't have a career for months, and on top of that, Chris Brown did drop an album, I want to say like months after the Rihanna thing, and it didn't go anywhere. People really don't even, if you're not a diehard like Team Breezy fan, you wouldn't even know the album exists. But anyway, that's what I have to say about Tory. On Megan's end, I just want her to be more protective of her energy, and I think she is being more protective of her energy. I want to send her well wishes. And I just want to tell black women, stop protecting black men. Stop protecting men, yourself. Period. I want to tell women, period, stop protecting men, because guess what? They're not protecting you. Because if they wanted to protect you, you would not have been abused, shot, harmed, or anything. And
give yourself
to
the love
Kelsey,
you deserve.
I want to say, because about this Kelsey situation, I'm really bothered by it. I hope that she succeeds in life. I hope she knows that this isn't the end of her life, because it's sad that one man could do all of this damage, but yet he's the one who seemingly, I don't want to say unfazed because people did go in on him, but seemingly is being exalted from this because, and then one more thing I want to tell black people, and I want y'all to listen closely. Get on code. When a nigga shoots a female, your response shouldn't be, oh, that's fucked up, but I can't lie, the album fake slaps. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, you don't hold people accountable by praising them for disrespecting, shaming, and putting down other black women.
Because if it
like,
was your
what
sister,
the fuck
your
is
mother,
wrong?
your
No,
aunt,
and it doesn't even matter about a sister, a brother, mother, or aunt, because at the end of the day, they will let niggas do it to them too. So what I'm telling y'all is get it the fuck together, bro. Get it the fuck together, because what's gonna happen is black women is gonna wake up. And they're going to be on the same time as black men, because a lot of them already are. And y'all aren't going to like that. And then we're going to start hearing about the so-called erasure of black people and this, that, and the third and blah, blah. So I want to leave you guys with that. Feel free to have an open discussion in the comment section. I never say that, even though I want you guys to. So I should say what I mean what I say. Thank you for tuning in to the Burnout podcast up here at S.STREET Media. As always, y'all already know it. I'm Rebecca Shelby, aka I got my foot on these bitches next, aka Miscontextuality, and as always, I'm the Hot Takes Hottie. This is the Burnout podcast at S.STREET Media. We came to do it. We talked about it. So, I am out.